This report is a recorded telephone interview with an American living on $578 per month in the Philippines. His budget is low for two people because he lives like a local outside the expat areas in one of the provinces. This American named Randy saw my report about why some expats can't live on $800 per month in the Philippines and agreed with my analysis. He also agreed to be a guest star on my channel. Here is my phone call with Randy about his actual living costs in the Philippine provinces. There's no need to take notes. I'll provide a link to all this data at the end of the phone call.
I was just calling just to make sure could be connected.
Yeah, I can chat now if you want.
Oh, all right.
Randy, I just wanted to clear with you. Is it okay if I record this and put it on my YouTube channel?
Right, that's okay.
Cool.
You have my permission.
Thank you. Randy, so you've been hanging around the Philippines for about 20 years, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I first came here in 2001, following a 30-year, 7-child marriage in America when my wife just walked away and didn't want to be married no more. So
right.
I figured she could have that side of the world and I'd come over here.
You split the world between you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good. So you've got a lot of experience. So the thing that amazed me when I heard your story, a number of things, but just one of them is that you're able to not only live on, I think you say your pension, your Social Security check is about $801, and
that's right.
You're actually able to even save money out of that and not spend it all.
Yeah, I got about $450 in the bank that I won't touch this month at all. And I'm about to get more new money in what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days.
So
6 days, I'll get a new 40,000.
40,000 pesos, another $800.
Yeah.
Great. So
and on top of that, now I'm gonna get some of that USA coronavirus money from the stimulus.
Right.
I got $1,200 coming from that, and it should be here by the 12th of next month.
Just in time for Christmas, huh?
Yeah. Well, by Christmas they'll be sending me a second $1,200.
Well, there you go.
And so I'm hoping to save them both and just be rich.
Life is good. Life is good. Well, that's great. So now you mentioned that you're 70 years old and you're getting $801 a month, but you also mentioned that you moved to the Philippines 20 years ago. So when you were about 50, what age were you when you started, when you decided to start taking your Social Security check?
I went on disability, which is a fancy way of saying you can have your Social Security money early.
Oh, nice.
That's what disability is. If they determine that you can't work, you can't job, it's very complicated how you figure out how to get on disability. But I got on disability at 50 years old, and I think $530 a month was what my Social Security started out as. And now over the years, with what they call it, the COLA, the cost of living increase, that $530 check is turned into $801. And next year, they're saying that we should get about 1.5% again, so it'll go to about $813 next 2021.
Nice. And so when it's either you're on disability or it's time to begin collecting your Social Security check, whether you take it early, say it's 62, or whether you take it later, depending on it'll be higher or whatever. But and this is just for new people that may not know this. You're able to set up an account in the U.S. and they just put that money in your account every month, and you just withdraw it with an ATM card. Is that right?
That's right. That's what I did. Now, mine got a little more complicated because I set it up before the damn meltdown of the banks. And, all the bigger banks bought up the smaller banks.
Right.
So I had my account all set up before I came here at a bank called Tier 1. And My account was free. They weren't charging me any international fees, nothing. I could just they would send me the card and I could withdraw my money at any ATM. Well, during the meltdown, Great Western Bank bought Tier 1. And so they got my account, and Great Western Bank and I don't know each other than the fact they bought my account. We've never met in person. They've never seen me. I've done nothing but online banking with them since they bought the account. And if I need a new card or whatever, I write them an email, and they FedEx me the card right here to my door in 3 days. But me and my bank have never seen each other.
I noticed your rent is just crazy cheap. Is that, if you were to rent that again today, do you think you'd be able to get it for that? And how much are you paying?
I'm paying 2,600 pesos, which is $53 a month. And this is not a apartment. This is a house in what they call fiesta communities, where they build these rent to own housing. And so each unit is its own house. This house has 2 big old freaking rooms. This was 16 by, I don't know, 50, it's about 16 square, something like that. And the back room's the same size. And the front room's all finished out with tile and ceiling and all of that. The CR's up here, the bathroom. And then in the back, it's just got the vaulted ceiling. I can walk out in there and look up and see the vent that I got. It pulls out the hot air, and it's unfinished. No tile, just concrete on the floor and the walls and stuff. And it's a great place. It's like a big motel room. The front room with a CR. I got cooking area. I got pictures and stuff that I can send you later. You can maybe put along with this conversation if you use it. That show the house itself and my cooking area and all of that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm probably going to put this video out tomorrow, so if you could send them out to me hang up, it'd be great. So then you're paying 52. If you were to rent that today, what do you think it would rent for per month?
Well, I fixed it up. My deal with my landlord was, when I moved in, that the rent would be, then that was 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years this September.
Right.
And I specifically wanted this when I was looking for a place to rent. The deal was, I want a place where I can live for the rest of my life, and I want the rent fixed, so that as long as I pay it on time and you don't have any trouble, and it'll be enough, you're renting it for enough to pay your house payment, and so I'm paying your house payment for you. And I just don't want it ever to change. I want to know what my rent is. And he said okay to that. And that was 2,600 pesos 5 years ago. So 5 years later, I'm still paying the same 2,600 pesos. And if I live another 10 years, it'd be 80. 15 years, it'd be 85. That's pretty sweet to be able to say I'd be paying the same rent in 2,000, whatever that would be, 30 or something.
Yeah. So what do you think it would rent for today? Like 100, 200?
Oh, no. You can rent places all over Fiesta here for 6,000 or 7,000 pesos. How much it'll be? Get a calculator here. 6,000 pesos divided by 50.
It's like 120.
That's 120, yeah. But that would be, somebody. The houses are all different. You probably get a 2-bedroom house for 120 here in Fiesta if you could find one, if there was one open for rent. But my thing is just simple, and my landlord, my deal was I can do anything I want to the house. And I have textured the ceilings. I'm a drywall man, so I textured my ceilings and I painted it, and I put another toilet in the back room because I had a guy living with me for a while, and I can do anything I want pretty much.
So what? And then you mentioned that your water bill is around 300 pesos.
Yeah, $6.
$6, and then your electricity bill, and you run AC all day, every day. Is that right?
I have it's 16 inches by 22 inches. It's not a small AC. It's a pretty medium-sized AC. It'll draw either 900 watts on the low setting or 1200 watts on the high setting, and that's 220 power. And that aircon, almost without exception, sometimes I'll shut it off because it gets too dang cold in the middle of the night, and it'll be off for 2 or 3 hours, maybe from 3 to 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I'll kick it back on again. But it runs almost 24/7, and the bill will run about 4,000 to 5,000 a month, which is like $80.
80 to $100, yeah.
Yeah, 10% of my income.
And so, would you say, if you were to say, you mentioned your bathroom is about 4 by 6 feet. Is that right?
Yeah, bathroom is 4 by 6.
So that's 24 feet. And in the front room that you live in, that's like the hotel room, is 510 square feet. Is that right?
Yeah, about 500, something like that.
Okay. And then you have a nearby grocery store, which is a Robinson's, which what I would call like a Western style supermarket.
Absolutely, super nice store.
And that's
Robinson's.
walking distance?
That's over Severa. Now I like to walk, and Kylie will walk over to Severa. How long does it take to walk to Severa? 15 minutes maybe. This week, what did we have? We had Kylie got a couple of hoodies that we ordered there, and I have a little hand potato masher that I wanted to show Kylie what that was.
And you're referring to Kylie, that's your girlfriend, right?
Yeah, Kylie's my partner.
And how long have you been together?
1 year and 4 months, she said.
And may I ask your age and her age?
Yeah, I'm 70 and she is 24.
So you have what is that, 36 year difference?
70.
46.
Mine is 24.
46.
46-year difference.
Okay, and things are going good?
Oh yeah. It took me a while to find a good one. Now, if you want to talk about girls, that's a subject I could go a long time on. I've been ripped off many times, and there's all kinds of girls, and most of them are looking for money.
So what's the secret? How do you spot one that, if you will, is more genuine? What's your secret, would you say? Pause the video now to read this important liability disclaimer that limits your rights. You can also find this disclaimer in the description below this YouTube video. Basically, your reliance on the information in our videos is strictly at your own risk. So seek appropriate professional advice before taking any action on our videos.
Well, how do you spot one? You don't. You have to try them. Kylie's not after money. Kylie's after a good life, feeling loved, cared for, being able to eat good, and not have any problems. And she doesn't need to go to the mall. She doesn't need 20 pairs of shoes. She's just not that kind of a girl. She's like me. Right. I run around naked most of the time. So your advice is be careful and take your time to find a good one. So tell us about your. You also mentioned that you have an electric bike you bought. Where did you buy the bike? What did it cost? And what are your thoughts about it as compared to, say, a motorcycle or just other means of transportation? Okay, I have a picture of that too. Remind me when I get done with this to send him some pictures.
Oh, and before you answer about the electric bike, I never got the grocery number out of you. What's your grocery bill? How much you spend per month, and about how much do you spend in restaurants, and how much do you spend in bars?
Okay, I don't drink or smoke, so I don't waste any money in bars. I never go to bars. I avoid such places, and I avoid people who go to those places.
Okay.
I'm just a non-drinker, and if you got to drink and get drunk to have a good time. You're just not the kind of person I want in my life.
Right, right. And that may be why that might be a little easier to find a girl also if you're not finding them in bars, maybe. What do you think?
Well, not only that, but I won't take a girl. In the 20 years I've been here, when I would let someone move in my house, I won't let anyone move in who drinks. If they're not absolutely 100%, they're a non-drinker, non-smoker, no drugs, BS, they don't come to my house because I don't want those kind of people in my life. You can't trust them.
Right. Okay, and so how about groceries and restaurants?
Restaurants, almost zero. How many times have we been to Jollibee or anything in the year and 4 months you've been here? She's laughing. She said one time. We're more interested in going to the mall and spending a bunch of money to bring home Cinnabon, like a dozen rolls or something.
Okay.
That's the way we like to live. Now, I am a sucker for soft ice cream, so if I go to the mall, I'm hitting Dairy Queen for some soft ice cream. And I do remember one time when we were sitting in the mall, and how many ice cream? 15. I ate 15 ice cream cones.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
that's a lot of ice cream.
45 a piece, dipped or whatever.
So what about groceries? And would you say you're paying for food?
Okay.
Go ahead. Throw the ice cream in there. Throw everything in there. If we're not going to restaurants, what would you call it?
If I included the ice cream, let's see. We lived on, or we tried a budget one time, a year ago, of 500 pesos a day. Depending upon how you do it, your bill either goes up or down. If I go to Robinson and I just take 10, 20,000 out of the bank, and I just go over there and I just start buying crap, I'll end up with 4,000 or 5,000 pesos worth of groceries. And in, I don't know, a week or two, I'll be needing groceries again. On the other hand, if I say, look, we're living on 500 pesos a day, all we're doing is buying what we need today. You want a hamburger today? Go buy some hamburger meat, go buy some buns, buy some cheese or whatever, and we'll keep it within 500 pesos. And if I do that, it works really well. We can live pretty comfortable on the 500 times 31 days is 15,500, and add another 500, call it 16,000 maybe.
320.
Right. I cook, and I'm a good cook, so the food's better for me. For us, we eat potatoes and gravy and meatloaf or whatever we fix here at home because we can eat better at home.
So groceries at 320. Your electric is another 100, so you're 420. 6 for water. You're 426 and 52 in rent. You're saving like $300 a month if you're. Am I missing out? What are incidentals like when you shop online, or what are those average per month?
Here's another way to look at it. The first 10,000 that comes out of the bank, pesos, covers all my bills. No matter if the electric bill is high or low or whatever, 10,000 will cover the electric bill, the rent, the water. What are the bills I got? Oh, and my internet.
Oh yeah, how much is internet?
My internet's $1,600 now, 1,600, and it's 35 megabyte up and 35 megabyte down. So it's a really nice connection. So anyhow, the first 10 covers all the bills, okay. And it might have a little bit left. Then the second 10 is what I live on until I run out of money. And usually that'll take me somewhere between the 15th and 20th of the month, depending upon how careful I'm being with it. And then along the 18th or 20th, I might go take another 10 out. But I'll have half of that probably left when my next check comes.
Great. Great story.
25 to 30,000, a 30,000 budget for me is more than enough. I can easily save 10,000 a month.
Now you mentioned also, I read some of your notes that you also don't like being around places where there's a lot of expats. Is that because the prices are pushed up, or you just like being around Filipinos more? What are your thoughts on that subject?
I have, I think, 11 or 12 people on my friends list on my Facebook, and 3 or 4 of those are my kids.
Right.
I don't have anything in common with other expats. They all have more money than me. They all drive cars. They all want to be behind their tinted windows. I walk the streets. I go on purpose to where the poor people are, that are in dirt floor shacks, and they don't want to do that. I go out and I talk to the kids and I talk to the people, and they want to drive in their cars and go to some damn bar. I just have nothing in common with them at all.
The other thing that you said I thought was interesting is that up until the coronavirus, you were feeding children in your neighborhood. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I do. In the 20 years I've been here, one of the things that I enjoyed doing was holding what I called a street party. And that could be everything from a birthday party to just going to a place that's poor. And then I just go to where the poor people are, and the kids all line up, and we fix a drink, and I hand somebody a few pesos, say, go get some ice, and the kids all line up, and I just feed them. Now, this last 4th of July in America, on the 4th of July, we always barbecued burgers and stuff. And so I'm here, and I am walking distance from what's called a resettlement area, which means people who used to be homeless and living somewhere under a bridge or along a freeway, and the government picks them up and puts them into little houses that they give them. And that's a resettlement area, and they're all poor people. And I got one of those close by where I am, and there's a couple hundred kids in that little settlement. So for the 4th of July, I just went out and bought so many kilos of ground pork and sliced cheese and drink and buns and ketchup and just stuff to make things. I especially had a barbecue grill made that cost me like 1,600 pesos or something to have made, still sitting on my front porch. And I just set up on a church stage that was there inside this area and sat there for an hour or so, and we cooked 100 cheeseburgers. And the kids politely lined up and waited for their chance to get their free cheeseburger and a drink. And that's my idea of celebrating the 4th of July. I might have spent, 2,000 pesos or something. What's that?
That's great, Randy. Randy, it's been a joy chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Right.
Thanks so much, Randy.
All righty.
You have a beautiful day or evening.
You too.
Take care. Click the link in the notes below this video to get my notes from this phone call. While you are there, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled for 13 Years. My goal is to make this channel better every day, but I need your help. Please leave your new topic ideas, criticism, and other thoughts in the comments below this video. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, the YouTube channel for Vagabond Buddha. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?